I wasn't planning to travel to South Korea anytime soon, until I got an email from Mr. Seung-min Kim, inviting me to participate in the Daejeon Photography Festival. And soon enough I found myself on a plane to Seoul, together with a friend. Well, South Korea, what a trip! We had only 10 days to go back and forth between 3 cities. We started in Seoul, we went to Daejeon, then back to Seoul, then to Busan, and then back to Seoul again. It's 5 fingers, but it's 3 cities, and we stayed in 5 different locations, like hotels and B&Bs. And I wish I would have planned this a little bit better. For example, I wish I would not have missed the actual opening, the event I came for, the opening of the photography festival in Daejeon. But first, we had a day to battle our jet lag in Seoul, and we went to see some temples. If people rent a traditional dress or costume, they can enter for free. For my type of photography, this was of course big fun. And about the opening, there was no walk-in time, so being 40 minutes late was a very bad idea. There was a lot of media, a lot of people in suits, but the media people, the journalists, were already packing up their cameras and microphones, and the catering people were already packing up the bites, the nice Korean interesting bites. I wanted to try them all. They were already taking them away. And then Seung-min Kim came up to me. He was like, "Julie, where were you?" I was holding the speech for all these cameras and I was looking for you to mention you and I could not find you. And then I realized I have just missed the most important official part of this opening. I traveled to South Korea. Yeah, it's so stupid. I did get to meet the mayor of Daejeon, but for the rest, it's very stupid thinking, assumptions. Luckily, I was in time to see my part of the exhibition, and it was such a big space and so many images printed big time. I was quite overwhelmed and also a little bit proud. In the evening, we went to dinner with a whole group of photographers, curators, gallery owners. Well, apart from my stupidity, in the end, it was a good day. The next day, I did a little presentation about my work, and I started off in my best Korean. 안녕하세요. 사진 작가입니다. Okay, that's all for Korean. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. The whole festival was very well produced and beautifully curated. I'm very happy and proud to be among all these great photographers. So a big thanks to Seung-min Kim for making it all possible. We also had time to see more of Daejeon. I was reading that Daejeon could be a bit boring, but it is just more residential. And this calm atmosphere was perfect for me to start taking some photos. And then it was time to head back to the megacity of Seoul. One thing I have underestimated was getting around in the cities. It could take a long time to get from A to B. And it was not difficult at all to get lost. Well, in general, South Korea is a candy store for my type of photography, for the funny, surreal, absurd scenes. But when it comes to the emotional connection, I had some difficulties. South Korea is a very rule-based society. There are a lot of written and unwritten rules among the Koreans themselves, but also for tourists. And you can really sense this in the contact with people and on the street. Also, when it comes to general contact with people, there's of course the language problem, the language barrier, but it was also a bit difficult, to make real contact. I think there's quite a heavy screen use. It's a global problem, but I sensed it here a little bit more. So all this combined with the whole, time-consuming traveling, it made me feel a little bit on edge and a little bit alienated. And I think I would need just a little bit more time to get used to this feeling, to sense the rhythm of the cities, and eventually to take some better pictures. I don't want to sound judgmental or generalizing. It is rather a certain distance I felt. When a city feels too dense, I'm always happy to escape to nature. Luckily, there is the Bukhansan National Park on the edge of Seoul. I took this photo there and I find it quite funny, especially when you zoom in. One night we did a walking tour along the wall of Seoul with beautiful views, and with Jitse, who does these walking tours and who messaged me through Instagram. And then we went to the south of South Korea, to Busan. When we traveled to Busan, people told us it's a little bit more rough in terms of atmosphere. And I think we have sensed it, but I really enjoyed the atmosphere of a sea town, the space, the beach, the sea. For my headspace and also for my photography, it was a good place. It's not always fun to travel around with a street photographer, as sometimes we tend to stick around for a long time at random places to photograph random things like shadows on the wall. We also stopped by at Gallery Negative, which is an intimate photography space, and we met up with the curator, whom we met also at the Daejeon Photo Festival. Later on, I took this photo at the fish market. I quite like it, but I'm frustrated by the person in the background, because that takes away all the dynamics of this picture. What do you think? In the meantime, I also want to tell you about my portfolio reviews. If you are a photographer and you're doing street and you're struggling with your style, finding your voice, or you just want some opinion about your photos, you can take a one-on-one portfolio review with me, and I will use all of my experience as a photographer and a photo editor to give you a well-funded opinion about or feedback about your work. You can find all the information below and you can sign up for it. The next morning I woke up earlier to walk around alone and to photograph a bit on the beach. The South Koreans are very good in their gymnastics schedule. Also in the morning you would see a lot of people jogging, cycling, walking. And they are also professional in avoiding skin contact with the sun. So they would wear masks and hats and gloves. It's all a little bit eerie and, estranging, but for photography, of course, it's interesting. Let's say everyone is well protected. Back in Seoul, we took a stroll along the river. Where people were picnicking in a professional way. On our last day in Seoul, we went to this trendy shopping neighborhood. And the funny thing about Seoul is that a lot of these neighborhoods are very thematical. Like this one and a theater neighborhood, where you will find the same kind of shops, same kind of event venues. It is all very structured in patterns. Looking back on this trip, we have seen so many places and so many things. Although I wish I would have invested more energy into creating connections, to get to know the culture better from within, to get an intimate perspective. But I'm also very happy and grateful for this glimpse and experience we had, all thanks to Mr. Sung-min Kim and the Daejeon Photography Festival. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know if you have or if you haven't. You can also like and share and subscribe to help me to grow this channel. Thank you very much and see you the next time. Bye!